Good morning, everyone, and welcome to New Life. I'm Tiffany Scott, and thanks so much for joining us for morning worship. Here's what's happening around New Life. Today, Pastor will be holding a meeting in his office at Annex 5 at 4 p.m. All volunteers who would like to assist in the spring workers meeting are asked to please attend. Listen, we appreciate you sowing beyond your tithe and offerings to pay off Annex 6. Last week you gave $821, which brings our grand total to $34,444.79. Remember, the blue envelopes are provided at all locations. For any additional announcements, please refer to your programs. And now let's take this opportunity to hear from our senior pastor, Dr. Terry Ellison.
Good morning, New Life. I'm excited that you're here today. Listen, let's say it together. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is a day of rejoicing. I'm so excited for you today because God is going to continue to do great things in your life, even today. So glad you can make it today. But listen, I want you to really just take part of the word today. I know we've had praise and worship, but I want you to brace your heart for what God has to say at every location today. God has a word for all of us. I'm telling you, God's going to move by His Spirit today. I need you to look for God to do whatever He wants to do. And just say simply, Lord, have your way. I'm looking forward to meeting all the volunteers today in my office at Annex 5 at 4 o'clock. I really need you to be there because we have so much we need to discuss, and we're not going to have a long meeting, but I need you to show up at 4 o'clock today in my office at Annex 5. Please be there today. I really need you so badly, and I know you're going to be a blessing as we do this workers meeting in March. You know, we're coming at the end of Black History Month, and I'm so excited to let you know that people in New Life, and I'm not going to mention all of them, but just about 4 of them that really made a significant difference in our times.
Coach Ron Dickerson is a former American football player and coach. He served as the head football coach at Temple University, Alabama State, and Lambeth University. He is also known as the coach of coaches, often giving valuable advice to coaches and players. He serves faithfully as a deacon at New Life Annex 2. Dr. Nina Garrett, who is the first female African-American gastroenterology fellow at Emory University in a heavily male-dominated field of medicine. She is the first female and African-American adult gastroenterologist in Montgomery, and the only African-American to date to be the chief of staff at Baptist Medical Center East. She mainly attends the Mother Church and is an evangelist who recently wrote the book, Grace Will Lead You Home. Next, we have Joseph Bradley, who returned home from Dubai after winning 3 medals at the Special Olympics World Games. Joseph was a senior at Jeff Davis High School who, through time, overcome as a child physical challenges. He was part of the USA equestrian team. He picked up a gold medal in English equitation, a bronze medal in the working trial, and a bronze medal in the dressage. Whoop whoop for Mr. Joseph Bradley. Then we have Martha Hawkins. When she was growing up during the Civil Rights era, Martha, the 10th child in a family of 12 children, always wanted to be like Georgia Gilmore, the cook and grassroots activist from Montgomery. She remembers reading in the newspaper about how Gilmore cooked for the bus boycotters and how Martin Luther King Jr. and other leaders had helped her set up a restaurant in her home. On any given day, Martha Hawkins and her 32 employees feed 500 plus people lunch and dinner at a Montgomery restaurant, Martha's Place Buffet and Catering. Martha often hires those no one else will hire because she believes in second chances. She says, I will let them know with hard work and determination, the sky's the limit, she says. Then we have our very own Mother Dorothy E. Calhoun. One of the founding members of New Life, was raised in Jackson, Alabama in Clark County, where she learned to pick and chop cotton. Leaving there to come to Montgomery, her mother and father sent her with her sister and brother with only $5. Her father had borrowed $30 from the bank to pay the bus fare of $15, leaving them with $5 apiece. She attended and graduated from Alabama State University, went back to Clark County for 2 years, and then came back and taught at Booker T. Washington School for 11 years. Leaving from being an educator in 1970, she landed a job at Maxwell Air Force Base as a librarian. She was the only black for years who had the highest pay grade of a GS-7. She and others realized that blacks could not get promoted beyond a certain level. So in 1972, she and others filed a class action lawsuit against the federal government, in which put them under constant danger and threats. Many, because of the threats, backed away, but Dorothy Calhoun pursued in spite of the intimidating threats and won. The money went to the employees who had applied for promotions but were turned down, and they also, from their own, could get promoted. She paved the way for black people to have a real equal opportunity for promotion at Maxwell Air Force Base. And finally, the Honorable Jerusha T. Adams was sworn in as a United States Magistrate Judge on November 12, 2019, had her formal investiture on Thursday, February 20, 2020, during our own Black History Month. Before being appointed to the bench, Judge Adams was a partner and civil litigator at the law firm of Capel and Howard PC, specializing in labor and employment law. Before entering private practice, she served as an assistant United States attorney at the United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Alabama for over 11 years, working in criminal law and civil divisions. Judge Adams also served as senior litigation counsel at the United States Attorney's Office for 4 years. However, through all of her many duties, she has found the time to serve faithfully on the New Life Usher Board at Annex 2. There are many New Life members that have made history, and each year we're going to start actually letting you know all the history makers of New Life Church of God in Christ.
God bless you. Now back to you, Tiffany.
Thanks so much, Pastor, for sharing those observations with us. Please continue interceding for everyone on the prayer list. New Life, we thank you so much for tuning in to the announcements, and in honor of Black History Month, here's a quote for the week. In the wise words of Harriet Tubman, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. And now, let's get back to our service.